What lessons can an unexpected setback teach you? In today's video, I'll discuss what I learned from one of my own and how they can help you deal with future challenges. Let's get started. I haven't posted a video recently because of a respiratory illness I caught last week. Initially, it was just a light sore throat, but the next day I woke up and I felt like I'd been hit by a car. Every muscle in my body was aching, and my head, it was just absolutely pounding. I had to drag myself to the bathroom just to take a dump, and even that took way more effort than it should have. I can laugh at myself now, but it definitely was not funny at the time. For the next few days, I was basically dead to the world. If I wasn't in bed, I was addressing business in the bathroom, and I addressed a lot of it. Thankfully, whatever I had hit me hard and then started clearing up almost as quickly. After a few days, the severe symptoms were gone. I was just left with cold symptoms, basically a sore throat and, the classic nasal congestion. However, that has stubbornly refused to clear up, leaving me at less than 100% and slightly off kilter mentally. I haven't felt normal now for about a week. I've really been existing in a bit of a daze, although that's finally started to clear up. As I reflected on my current situation, I realized that men dealing with unexpected hardships of all types often end up in a similar place. Life kicks you in the face, and then suddenly you find yourself going through the motions of life, basically just existing from one day to the next. While my experience has been with sickness, events such as an injury, a death in the family, unemployment, natural disasters, and so much more can create the same effect. It's a really strange place to be in, and one that personally I'm not content to remain in for very long. Even though the illness has sucked, there are some useful lessons I've taken from it. These lessons are helping me to get back on my feet and also to deal with the mental baggage that comes with this setback. Please share in the comments below what knowledge you've discovered from your own setbacks. When I got sick, I basically spent 2 days in bed. All my normal routines were thrown completely out the window. I didn't shower, I didn't go to the gym, I didn't prepare healthy meals. All I did was eat junk food and, well, at least tried to sleep. Less wasn't very successful at it. Meanwhile, my mind, it was running at 1,000 miles an hour. As I had all this time as I was lying suffering in bed, I was considering, did I do something wrong? Should I have stayed home instead of going out with friends? Did I miss someone coughing or sneezing around me that I should have stayed away from? My brain, it was filled with all of these what if scenarios, causing me to question every single decision that I'd made over the last couple of days. While I was physically feeling like crap, this added mental stress added on top of it, making the situation far, far worse than it really should have been. This was a huge mistake on my part. Sometimes things are legitimately outside of our control. I could have stayed in my bedroom 100% of the time, taken every possible precaution, no matter how extreme, and yet still caught something. Maybe this, maybe something else. I could walk down the sidewalk outside of my place, have a car jump the curb, and run me over. Now, would that be my fault for not watching out for that possibility? No reasonable person would think that to be the case. When unexpectedly bad circumstances happen, it's impossible to be in the right mental space to logically analyze the situation while you're trying to address the impacts. Would you try to figure out why your house caught fire while you were trying to put the fire out? Of course not. Even if there was something that could be done differently, At that point, it isn't the right time to try to be figuring out. Instead of the focusing on the what ifs, I needed to be focused on the immediate needs, which was getting healthy. Too much focus on hypotheticals only makes it harder to get your situation stabilized. In addition to dealing with all of these what if scenarios that were rolling around in my head, I was also lamenting everything that I wasn't getting done. Appointments, they had to be canceled. Errands, they had to be postponed. Even doing basic household tasks such as laundry, I got pushed off too. Most people don't consider how much work a functional adult does on a daily basis until they're really unable to do any of it. Worse, as I live alone, I don't have the luxury of relying on someone else to pick up the slack. I distinctly remember one moment where I was looking at the trash bin in the kitchen, which was nearly overflowing, and just not feeling strong enough to tie it up, pick it outside to the dumpster. It's quite a humbling experience to see how quickly your strength can be sapped away from you by what seemed to be a simple illness. Although it really isn't surprising considering how society treats men. Men are treated as disposable. We're not valued by who we are, but what we can do. If we can't do something productive, then we really have no usefulness to the world. When I was lying in bed, unable to do much of anything, I was functionally worthless. It made me realize how much value I put into things such as my physical capabilities and my job, which I also was unable to do. While both have importance, once they were temporarily taken away from me, I also felt that my value as a man was also temporarily removed. That's why it's often such a blow when men lose their jobs, as it's a large part of how they represent themselves. The takeaway for me, and hopefully for you, is that sooner or later, time and age will take away our physical strength, our abilities, and also it'll take away our job. We'll get fired sooner or later, no matter how loyal we are. We must find other ways to define ourselves besides those factors. Many men, especially single men, would be wise to also do the same. Because I was super sick, I almost missed a full week of gym time. Now, I missed the physical aspect of lifting heavy weights. I really liked that. But it was the mental aspect that I missed more. I've tried explaining that mental aspect to friends who aren't gym goers. They don't seem to really understand it. There's this huge mental clarity I get when it's just me and those weights, those barbells or those dumbbells. It's a feeling that I don't get anywhere else. And honestly, it's far more important to me than whether I'm jacked or have huge muscles. Although those are nice to have too, don't get me wrong. I've been going for over 3 years, and I find now that missing my regular gym time is worse mentally for me than going even when I'm not 100%. After isolating and my symptoms were rapidly improving, I went back and had a good session, even though my weights and my rep was far less than what my normal numbers were. I wanted to play it safe. Physically, I felt pretty good, and I had more mental clarity than I had experienced since I initially got ill. When one of my friends found out that I'd gone to the gym, they were quite upset with me for my decision. They said I should have stayed home until I was 100% clear of all the symptoms. They further went on to say that I was ruining my recovery process because I needed to be completely rested during the whole time. Out of respect for that friend, I won't discuss the specific details here, but I stood by my decision. While it was well intentioned, it's easy for people to provide their opinions on how you should live your life. Problem is, all too often, their opinions are just that. Now, in the grand scheme, My situation was really minor, but there are so many other men out there dealing with far worse issues. The man who's about to go homeless because he lost his job. The father who is fighting to keep his kids away from an abusive, manipulative mother. A husband whose wife is divorcing him and trying to take him for every single dime that he has. Making the right choice for you isn't always the popular one. People may hate you, they may call you names, and try to shame you. If you feel what you are doing is the right and proper decision, then you must stand by it, no matter how others treat you for it. Today's video is a bit shorter, mainly because I just wanted to get something out. I haven't uploaded anything in almost 2 weeks, and I really needed to start getting back into that routine. I'll finish off the video series I was doing previously, which was about the lonely boys and men. And then from there, I have some other ideas that have been suggested that I'm going to go ahead and see where that goes. So if you did like what we talked about today, please like the video. As always, subscribe so you see the newest content that I put out. And feel free to check out what else I have on my channel. And as always, thank you and have yourself a good day.